she was born on Christmas morning. That's why she was named Noella, Noel after Christmas. And Obianuju because she was born in the midst of people. She's the third child in the family, and I think she came out seeking for attention, which she always got from her daddy. I think I was a bit more strict with her than her father was.
Noella as a kid was a fairly interesting young child. She liked to cry a lot.
Her crying
was proverbial.
It was proverbial. Noella in nursery school would go to school and come back and say, Noella, what did you do in school today? She said, Mommy, I cry. Or at times she'd be crying. I said, Noella, why are you crying? She said she doesn't know that. She'll sit down and her eyes will be doing her to cry. That was her language.
Noella was a bit of a tomboy actually growing up. She was also a bit of a clean freak. Like she liked sweeping the kitchen every night with everyone else. Noella would be very upset if you clean the kitchen floor without her being around because she must be part of it.
But generally, she was a sweet girl and had a mind of her own. She was a good student. She passed all her exams from secondary to university, even up to her master's degree. I think she's somebody who is anxious to be a success. Incidentally, Okey came just immediately after she graduated.
Okey is the kind of little boy at the time you cannot ignore. He was all over the place. Very active. And I remember one situation when he was crawling. There's this light I brought from Yugoslavia. And this day, Okey crawls and just pulls the whole thing down. One of them smashed it. And he was smiling.
Okey was a very playful young man. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that he knew exactly what he wanted out of life, right from a childhood. He knew what he wanted, he pursued it, and that is where he is today. Very, very successful young man indeed. When he graduated from school, he had a
distinction, a master's degree.
A master's degree, and he did building engineering services. And he also
had a chemical engineer.
A master's in chemical engineering.
Yes.
I recall that he came home one day and said, Mom, I met a wow girl at a wedding.
I was in love the first time I saw her. What I felt when I saw Noella was quite different. You know, it was, wow. The lights just went out and everything in the room wasn't there, and all I could see was this fine lady who just seemed to carry herself with such grace.
I was walking towards where Okey was standing, and I noticed he was just staring at me. So at some point at the wedding, he asked some guy that I knew to introduce us. He came over and sat down beside me, introduced himself, asked me my name and that sort of stuff, and that's how we started talking. And he asked me for my number as well, but I didn't give him my number.
You always think of being told no, or being, shut down. But it didn't matter to me. What mattered was that I went and gave it a shot.
Somehow he found out my address and showed up at my house the next day. So I thought that was cute. But it still didn't just happen like that, so it took a while.
It took 2 years to get her to wake up to what she was missing.
He's very kind, and he's very thoughtful. He's soft-hearted, and he's good-looking as well.
She's very sensitive. She's a very soft person. I find her to be very compassionate, very smart.
And the first time we spoke, he was very confident, and you could already tell that he was very intelligent too. He's very focused. He's extremely hardworking.
I was completely certain that she was genuine because she was so real. when you meet the person that you want to be with, you don't really hesitate. You don't waste much time. You at least make that initial move and make it official. I needed to let her know that I was serious, okay, about this commitment.
He proposed to me in America. His sister was there and her husband.
We went to a beautiful, beautiful place in Boston, and top of the hub is the tallest building in the Boston area.
There was a live band performing, so he got the lead singer to sing a song that we both know. The waitress brought over some desserts, and in the middle of the dessert there was, they had written "Will you marry me" in chocolate. And so yeah, and then when I saw that, he knelt down and proposed to me.
She looks at me and I look at her, and I get on one knee. So I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
You popped the question.
And Noella started crying.
Yeah, and she said yes. It was fun. It was very humbling to be part of that whole experience.
It wasn't funny to me, I must confess. Noella is like my baby, and she had just finished from university. I thought she needed a bit more time. But when I got to know the young man, he was quite a pleasant thing, getting to know him and for them to eventually get together and become who they are to each other today.
She's from a very disciplined home, well brought up. Her pedigree is impeccable, and the most beautiful girl that I know.
I think they have a great friendship. They seem to be very close, they're very connected. They seem to have a lot of fun together. I think that's what really, drives their relationship. They don't take things too seriously.
They were just two people that I like, and they're just great together.
Since I've met him, he's an amazing person. He's really friendly, he's really sweet, and I think he's really good for her.
One of his most distinctive traits, he's a very, very compassionate person, and he's also very selfless. Okey has become a very, very different person ever since he met Noella. He's become a very patient person, and I think that's the plus.
I think he made the perfect choice. Noella is a lovely, lovely, lovely girl.
I could never be happier for Okechukwu that he married into the illustrious Ndukwe family of Orifite.
I wish them, all the love and happiness in the world. Of course, good health, many kids, and just
beautiful kids.
a lot of happiness and just joy. And I believe that they will definitely have all of that.
I wish them all the love in the world. I just want them to be happy. I wish them the best.
My greatest wish for Okey and Noella is that they continue to understand each other as each day passes, and they'll have to be more accommodating and focus on each other's strengths, de-emphasizing each other's weakness. They'll continue to plan together. They'll continue, most of all, to pray together and read the Bible together, because they say that a family that prays together stays together.
My prayers for Noella and Okey is that they have a beautiful Christian marriage. I pray that God will continue to be their rock, and no matter what they go through in life, they should do it to be together at all times.
My darling Okey, I'm happy that we're about to start a new life together. I think you're the best thing that's happened to me. You're everything that I want in a man and more. I always tell you that you remind me of my father, and that's one of the reasons why I love you. I love the way you are with me. I love the way you are with my family. I love the way you are with everybody. I love that you're hardworking. I love that you're focused. I love that you make it easy for me to love you. You're definitely not perfect. There's some times that you annoy me, and you know that, but then in the midst of all that, I still love you. And as we start this life together, I pray that we have joy and happiness every day.
My sweetheart, I'm glad that you finally came to your senses decided to say yes. I love you very much, and I want you to know that I'm going to be the best husband that you could have hoped for, and we're going to have a great time together. Life is going to be good, and please pardon me if I ever upset you. This is normal. We're going to learn each other as we go through life. I love you very much, and I look forward to spending the rest of my life with you.